and I just had this goal to make money. That was kind of it. You know, I didn't have really a clear vision. I didn't know what that looked like. I just wanted to be independent. I didn't want to work for anybody else. That was like my number one motivating factor for starting the company. But again, like that was like really my first time in starting something that turned out to be successful. After achieving that goal and creating this company, I realized that I had created this like monster, this thing that like made me a slave to my computer 12, 14-hour days. The overhead was just absolutely astronomical. I created something that at the time I felt like I wanted, but it was something that wasn't really in line with my lifestyle. Like I had put myself into a corner. So I knew I had to make a change. My wife was pregnant at the time, and I sold my 51%. I had acquired partners along the way. And it sounds more glorious than it actually was. It was more like a way for me to get out with a book of business that were some of my best, most trusted clients. So I left that and I started working as a private consultant or like a digital brand strategist. And that's when I was able to grow taller instead of wider. You know, they talk about like an inch wide and a mile deep. And I think that's where my sweet spot was, where I said, you know, I'm never gonna have 30 employees like I did. I'm never gonna have a 10,000 square foot facility again. I just want to have a very lean company that can grow in height and not in width. Mm-hmm. So also with the agency that I had initially, it was a local ad agency. So we were dealing on a local level. You hit a ceiling. There's a ceiling. There's only so many people that can afford your services. There's only so many people that are like qualified to work with you. Whereas when I left that and moved into this like digital realm as a digital entrepreneur, I had no ceiling. The world is my ceiling. So now I have clients in China, in Norway, in Australia, like all over the world. And not only that, I get to travel and go meet with them. Like beforehand, my client would have been, down the street, but they're kind of bitching and complaining about a $500 ticket. Mm-hmm. And it's like, that's not, so I think initially I built this thing because I wanted to make money. I wanted the freedom of owning a business. When I was able to step back and kind of recreate myself, not only did I want to continue owning a business and having the freedom, but I also wanted a certain level of things that I can enjoy in my lifestyle. Gotcha. And then I started creating that. So I knew I wanted to travel more. So by traveling more, I'm like, well, how can I incorporate travel into my business model? So I found a way to do it. You know, I started conducting brand audits, like live brand audits with Fortune 500 companies. And that would bring me there. It was a full expense paid trip. You know, I'd stay an extra day, go sightseeing, do, you know, whatever it is I want. I mean, that was a great way for me to like add that new vertical on top of what I was already doing. So through that first experience that was good and I think necessary, now I'm able to, again with intention, I'll bleed this kind of intention idea back into it. What's my intention for being a digital entrepreneur? What's my intention of starting a digital agency over having like a brick and mortar spot? And that made a huge difference.